Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, as you guys can see up on the screen. Today I want to talk a little bit about Muln Automotive Incorporated. This is ticker symbol MULN, as I'm sure most of you know, but just in case you didn't, that is what we were talking about here. And this is obviously one of the most popular ticker symbol stocks in the stock market right now, and man, this thing had a very, very tough day today. Obviously, you can see up on the screen, down 16.5% now. Hey, after hours, up 8.5%. Maybe some things are turning around. Maybe we're going to see a strong kind of rebound into tomorrow, maybe into the rest of the week. Who knows? But either way, what happened today is what happened today. And intraday, this thing was down even lower, which is kind of crazy. We hit an intraday low of $1.34. And then from those bottoms, we've had a nice little run back, 3.6% up to end the day. And then if you look at where we're at now, it's actually 13% up from there. So, if you bought the dip, maybe you're still doing okay today. But a lot of people are not doing great. But in this video today, we're just going to be going over the latest for Muln Automotive, all the kind of news stories, the latest scoop with it, so you guys know what's going on. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate that a ton. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. And of course, as always, there's not going to be any financial advice in this video. I'm not telling you guys to buy anything. I'm not telling you guys to sell anything. Nothing like that. Just giving my thoughts and opinions while we go over some of the most recent news stories and other things. With that being said, let's get right into this today. So, a weird day in the market. Something's up, something's down. Dow Jones, up 0.7%. S&P down a little bit, 0.06. NASDAQ down a significant amount, 1.22. And the Russell was actually up. So, the market was confused today. It was kind of all over the place. I know we're coming off, the bad Netflix report yesterday, but then we had a good Tesla report after hours today. So, the market's kind of going all over. Some stocks are really feeling the pain and pressure of coming out of the pandemic and into high inflation, rising interest rates, a questionable job market, questionable supply chains, all this stuff. And some companies are still doing really, really well and thriving. So it's just kind of weird right now. But obviously none of that. I mean, the biggest index that was down was NASDAQ down 1.2. None of that would explain minus 16.5 that we see from Muln here today. But we do know that Muln is obviously a very, very volatile stock. If you look at the year to date, you can see how much movement it's had. From its lows, it's been as high as like 442% up. But obviously from its highs, we're now 75% down in just 3.5 months. It has been very, very crazy. But today, obviously, it's some more Muln specific stuff that has the stock down big. Some of the new articles and stuff being written about Muln. We had this on Benzinga. They said Muln Automotive's High Performance 5 got featured in a Buzz article. Muln, an emerging EV manufacturer, was featured in a recent article published by The Buzz. The piece titled, "What is a Muln 5 and What's Next for the EV Maker Q&A?" features content from a roundtable discussion with Muln CEO and Chairman David Mishry, VP of Marketing Jason Putnam, and VP of Vehicle Engineering Marian Petrilkin. I believe that Muln 5 to me and to this company is what the Model S was to Tesla, Mishry states. The key factor, and people don't focus on this key factor, is not about the car being electric. Obviously, that's something, but it's about the car being sexy, having amazing performance, and then it is electric also. So when Elon came to the market, and I can attest to this because I purchased Coda out of bankruptcy, Tesla said, we're going to make a really nice generational type vehicle. And by the way, it happens to be electric. So I think that's how the Model S really took shape and then eventually became generational. I think that we went in there with the same idea that we were going to make a sexy, very sporty, very high performance driven product. And then by the way, it's electric, and deliver that to the consumer from an electric company, not an ICE company. So thought that was kind of interesting. Thought there were some big statements. Obviously, being an EV company with how big Elon and Tesla and everything is right now, you're going to get compared to Tesla no matter what. Even as a smaller, earlier stage company like Muln is, they're even going to get compared to Tesla where they were at in their earlier stages. That's just normal. That's how it's going to be. But obviously, Muln is going to use that to their advantages to make comparisons of themselves and with Tesla in a good way and things that are going to paint them in a good light. Now, some of this will come true. Some of this will maybe not come true. They'll probably fall short in some ways. Like obviously what Tesla did is not one-to-one totally recreatable, totally reproducible, or everybody would be doing it. Everyone would be Elon Musk. Everyone would be the richest person in the world. But I at least like, where their ideas are at. That yes, if you can make a car that's actually good, that's an EV, that's great. If you just make an EV to make an EV and it's shit, then, that's not necessarily going to be a good thing. But kind of cool they're getting some coverage. We also had this coming out from Investor Place, where they are saying the short side is right about Muln Automotive. And they're saying Muln has held on to most of its recent meme rally gains. Even if a recent short report is overblown, there's something that could knock shares substantially lower. And this negative will outweigh what remains of meme stock mania, and the shorts will likely prevail. Even as it has pulled back in recent weeks, Muln has held on to much of its recent meme gains. As you may recall, Muln, after tumbling from $15 per share to under $1, experienced a dramatic run-up between February and March. And, yes, we've definitely seen this. I mean, this was a crazy downward momentum, but like I said, since then, hey, we're up 123% in like 2 months or something like that, which has been crazy. But while many speculators have dived into the EV play, you may want to think twice for buying it in the hopes that it's a meme stock legend in the making. Yes, the short side has piled into it. However, the more cynical, smart money may be on the money when it comes to betting against this company, even if recent claims from a vocal short seller are overblown. So, they're not necessarily saying that they totally agree with the, like the Hindenburg short report and all this stuff that has recently come out about Muln, which I think a lot of people have poked some holes in. They've said, hey, some parts are definitely true or at least worrisome, but hey, some parts are just, maybe exaggerations or maybe not true at all, or maybe not totally fair or truthful themselves. But they are saying, like, hey, even if you don't think the Hindenburg report is totally fair or correct or whatever, that there might be a little something more going on here. Now, I did think that this was interesting. Somebody else read this article and they said what they thought was an interesting omission from this Investor Place article is this. They did like a control F search for van, and they don't even talk anywhere in this thing about vans for Muln, which are obviously a big part of what they have going on. They want to get these EV vans out to a ton of people. It's going to be, one of their big things. Like, yes, the Muln 5 is going to be very, very big as well. At least they're saying it's going to be a big part of what they have going on. So yeah, I don't know. They're just saying that Muln doesn't necessarily get fair coverage, and that you can't tell the full story of Muln without talking about their vans and stuff like that. But I don't know. Like I said, Muln is a very polarizing company. There's a lot of people on the short side. There's a lot of people on the F the short side and everywhere in between. Some people think Muln's going to the moon. Some people think it's going bankrupt, back to 61 cents. Who knows? But yeah, just kind of some other stuff coming out. We also have this: the fact that Muln is shooting up Fintel's Gamma Squeeze leaderboard. They went up 56 spots. Now sitting at 14. So obviously still outside the top 10. It's not like they're number 1 or number 2 or anything like that, but they are very, very, very high up, and they've had some big moves, and they're right around Twitter and Bit Digital right now. But yeah, just kind of puts everything into the equation of like the put to call ratios and market cap and net call open interest and all these different things going on, how the implied volatility has changed, and yeah, I don't know, it's just one company thinks that Muln maybe has a decent amount of gamma squeezing, which would obviously send the stock price to the moon in the short term. We also had this, David Mystery's IG story yesterday, and he reveals this big blimp that says Muln on it, which doesn't really mean anything, but it's just kind of funny, kind of cool. Maybe they're going to be doing some, marketing, some advertising, and getting the name, the logo, the word of Muln out there a little bit more. Maybe it's because they have a big announcement coming soon. Maybe there's something that they're actually going to be pushing and advertising. I don't know, but kind of cool. I mean, they got a giant blip that says Muln. I don't know. It's obviously not a huge deal, but it's something. I thought it was kind of a cool thing to show you guys. And then lastly, we have this. This guy reaches out. He says, thank you for following. Good luck. You can always reach out to Jason Putnam in marketing and press releases. This guy says, Wes, is there an active quiet period? If so, when is it over? We could really use some positive news, which is something that a ton of people invested in Muln have been saying, like, hey, we got the short report. The stock's getting crushed the last couple of weeks. I mean, year to date, it's way, way, way down. We have all those terrible things going on. So if Muln is really, this awesome company that's doing all these awesome things, like, can we get some positive news out there? Can we hear about some of this? Can we get people excited and revved up once again? And they apparently respond, reach out to Jason. I believe the blackout ends Monday. Not sure. They can't disclose the F500 info yet, which means, maybe this is a reason why we haven't heard a lot of news over the past couple of weeks, because they have a blackout period and they can't disclose some info yet. But hey, if it ends Monday, maybe we'll start getting some stuff next week. Maybe that's not even true. That, the guy didn't say for sure. But maybe it means in the next coming weeks, next coming months, we might get some big Mullen information coming out. And I think that would be exciting. Whether you love, hate Mullen, whatever, getting to actually hear what their plans are, some of the ideas or some of the things that they have coming soon, good, bad, and different, could be a big story. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about MULN. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.